All right, everyone. Welcome once again to the Faces of Business. It is oh no, geez, what am I thinking? I'm going the Faces of Business. I did that yesterday. I've got flashbacks from yesterday. It is Friday. And what time is it? I have not done that. I don't
Damon, we're like what state? I don't even know what time zone we're in, what state, like it's all blur, right?
Still messed up, but it's Friday. It's time for manufacturing e-commerce success. Thanks so much, everyone, for being here. I'm one of your co-hosts, Damon Pistolka, and we've got my friend, brother from another traveling partner, Kurt Anderson.
What is up?
Take it away.
Damon, happy Friday, man. How was your week coming back from Alaska? You doing okay?
Yes.
You're surviving? I miss you, dude. I like it's so anticlimactic that we're not in person anymore. Like we got this whole virtual thing going on. So, all right, man, do we have a big show today? So how about Nicole Donnelly's here. Nicole, happy Friday. How are you?
Oh, happy Friday. It's a beautiful day. I'm so excited to be here with you guys and Allen. And I gotta say, I'm jealous of your Alaskan adventure. That sounded like it was just incredible.
Oh, my gosh. We've got tons of pictures. We'll show them.
Yes.
We have no problem showing like 100 pictures. But anyway, let's get into our esteemed, amazing guest. Man, it's gonna get hot and spicy. Let me tell you, like it's a little. I feel the heat. Damon, can you feel the heat?
Near and dear to my heart,
man. Allen, my friend, the handsome devil, how are you? Happy Friday to you.
Thank you. I'm doing good. Getting ready for this.
All right. So let's do this. So I've been practicing all week. I've been practicing for like 6 months, Damon. So Guero Y Maria. Was I close? Yes. All right. So hot sauce extraordinaire, fearless, relentless entrepreneur. When I say, like people tease me for using the word rock star, you are literally a rock star. So we have tons to uncover. Guys, drop a note, man. The chat box is already on fire, Damon. So lots of friends. We've got Kyle. We've got Yorland.
Oh, God. Yeah, I got to get that.
Al is here. Leslie's here. So, hey, happy Friday, guys. Drop us a note. Let us know that you're here. You definitely want to connect. Well, hey, connect with Damon. Connect with Nicole. I'd love to connect with you, but especially you need to connect with Allen. So, Allen, let's kick things out. Nicole, I'm going to go there. You ready? You guys sitting down for this? Is everybody sitting down?
I'm bracing myself.
Ready to roll.
Are you hanging on? Allen, are you ready? First question of the day. We have some hot questions. Ready?
That's good.
Are they saucy?
They are saucy. They are spicy, man. We're gonna beat this one to death. So we have a hot sauce manufacturer here, extraordinaire. Allen, my friend, as a young boy growing up, who was your hero? Who was your hero as a little boy growing up?
Eddie Van Halen.
Eddie Van Halen. Oh, damn. Drop the mic. Anybody
What do you want to hear?
Anybody under the age of 40 was like, who?
Yeah. All right, now you got to start singing. Come on, let's hear it.
I play guitar.
Might as well jump, right? So, Allen, why Eddie Van Halen, please?
Yeah.
He's from Portugal, and I mean, when I was a kid in the 80s, you just hear him everywhere, It sounded to me like magic, and he was from Portugal, next to Spain, and it was weird, It was like, as a kid, it sounded like magic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you think of his guitar, the riffs and the music, the way he played. It at that time, it was different.
The right kicks that he was doing on stage and all that,
Yeah.
Oh, and Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
Eddie Van Halen, Bruce Lee, man, we've got some good ones, right? So, speaking of, what was Bruce Lee's famous line? I'm not fearful of the man that knows 10,000 kicks. I'm fearful of the man that's done one kick 10,000 times. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a perfect segue for our dear friend Allen right now, Mr. Eddie Van Halen fan. President of the fan club. Allen, let's begin. And so you rock star, illustrious career, entrepreneur, converted into a manufacturer. Let's dig in on, I want to start with your journey as an entrepreneur. Let's talk about your entrepreneurial journey. And then I want to dig in, you and Cecilia, your wonderful, amazing wife, you came up with this dream for hot sauce. Let's go there. Just talk about your entrepreneurial journey.
So we started and we moved to Quincy in about 2000, and we opened up a Mexican market in Quincy.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big immigration population, with the agriculture and all that. And we were living in San Diego before that. So in California, to open up a business is kind of hard, it's complicated, expensive, and it was a lot easier in state of Washington. So that was one of the reasons why we moved to Washington in the first place. And yep, we've been here 20 years with the market. We opened up a second location in Wenatchee. And then, what happened is after seeing, you got people that come from all over, tourists and Canadians and Europeans. So it was like, they needed something to take back home from, like a little memory, So that's kind of why, we just, the South happened for, just to have fun, to share something with people, that were coming from far away. And yeah, that's where we at.
All right, perfect. So let's dig in. And Nicole, have you met a more fierce marketer than Allen? Just, I mean, his creativity,
Amazing.
true,
Yeah.
and it just shows that he was a great rock star. You know what, Allen, just real quick, share with everybody your what instrument do you play by any?
I play guitar. I play jarana huasteca, the little guitar from Veracruz. I play a little bit of bass, but mostly acoustic and electric guitar.
Awesome. And so, and I've seen all sorts of pictures of Allen on stage. And so, true rock star, very creative. And boy, your marketing acumen is really off the charts. And what I love and admire with you, Allen, I've had the honor and privilege kind of going through your journey this year, is like you're really a well-rounded entrepreneur. It's like, we all have blind spots. And so, we're all kind of looking over our shoulder, but like you're covering efficiency. I want to talk about that a little bit with like you've been looking at different pieces of machinery. I want to talk about like your marketing acumen and finances. So we've covered a lot of different topics. But when you started this company, what were your biggest concerns? Like when you're like, hey, I'm going to tip my toe into manufacturing. What were some of your biggest concerns that you had to overcome when you got this started?
As far as marketing, Kurt?
As far just like the business as a whole, like so many people out there have a dream, they have a vision, they, maybe they work for somebody else, or like, to take a product. Damon, we're in Alaska last week. We were with a bunch of dreamers, right?
Yeah.
When you're an entrepreneur,
building products,
you're a dreamer. And when you can take a product and truly bring it to life, what were some of the challenges that you had to overcome on the early stages of getting into manufacturing?
Well, I wanted something that was real. I don't want to, fabricate this product so they can buy it. I wanted something, when we make our sauce or even our food on the market, is we gotta love it. And if we don't love it, nobody else is gonna love it, And we didn't. I mean, it's gotta be real. If it doesn't resonate with you, I love this. I love it for me.
Yeah.
I love this. Yeah. I did this because I want to wear it, Seriously, I want to wear it. I don't do it because I want people to buy it, like, oh, I want to. If in fact, I don't want a lot of people to buy it, because I don't want to see it everywhere. I want only a, what I mean? If I go to a place and I'm the only one wearing this, then that's what I want, Right. So I want something that's unique and real, that I want something that I love. Right. If I love it, then there's a big chance that other people are gonna love it, But yeah, something real, something that has value, Who cares? I've been in business for 20 years, people are gonna buy crap all the time, I want something that if I wanna create memories with the stuff, I don't want fake stuff,
Yeah. Well, I love that. Nicole, you had the honor and privilege of working with Allen, digging into some marketing. What was your impression of he's talking about his logo on his shirt, he's flying the colors on his mug. What was your impression of working with Allen and just his marketing genius?
Well, there's just so much authenticity with everything, with the product, with the branding, with the product itself, you have a very unique process in terms of how you create it, and you very intentionally are true and authentic to what it is that you want to create by with that fermentation process. We can talk about how you create it so that you don't have to use these artificial ingredients. You take the time and the care to really, be very, very authentic with those ingredients. And I think one of the things I'll never forget when I remember when we were working together, Alan, as you said, we break the rules. And
Yeah.
I just love that. I think it'd be great for you to talk a little bit more about how you're breaking the rules, because I thought that was just so ingenious. You can see in your branding right there. It's just very unique. It stands out. There's like kind of like this rebellious, kind of like very individual, authentic undertone to it. So I think that's what I love most.
By breaking the rules, I always say that in the Mexican culture, Mexican culture was created by breaking rules. It's when the Europeans came to Mexico, and they had rules how the music had to sound, how they had to dress, and everything. So the indigenous people, and they started saying, "Well, we're gonna do it this way." Every part of the Mexican culture, this is what I believe, has grown because people have broken the rules. So if you look at this comes from the '80s heavy metal bands. And you're telling me, oh, that's not Mexican. I go, the hell, it's not. It is. That's what I by breaking the rules. From my influence from the '80s is right here. I used to wear those Armenian shirts and all those '80s heavy metal shirts, and this is the same thing. At least in my head.
You got to bring back the '80s, right? Just absolutely love it. So, all right, so breaking the rules, and and Alan, that was great, Nicole. And we were talking about the Mexican history and culinary, like your dedication to culinary delight. I'm dying to get to your place, but you and I have FaceTime, and I've seen you in action. I've seen your customers in action. Nicole, you just brought up fermentation. Let's get into, and Damon, I want to tie into you. Like, you've been out in his corner of the world many times. It's just really a paradise where he's at. But let's get into that fermentation that Nicole was just bringing up. That's really a bragging right, competitive advantage. Why did you decide to go that fermentation route for your product?
Well, when I started looking at hot sauces, everybody had chemicals and dyes, and then I saw the sauces from Mexico. They had even more chemicals, and then we discovered fermentation by accident. I'll tell the story really quick. So I had a family come from Mexico, and there's a farm really close to here. So, anyways, we got peppers from this farm about 50 minutes from here, Becerra Farms. So we got all this habanero pepper. So we had them in the freezer at the market, And then my family says, "How come you're not using those peppers?" I go, "They're too hot. Nobody wants them." He goes, "You're not thinking." And I go, "This guy, what's wrong with this guy?" Right? So then a couple months pass by. I go, maybe he's right. Okay, I'll do something with him. So I took him out of the freezer, put him in the fridge. And then I forgot about him. I go, "Oh, crap, those peppers." What happened is I opened the bag and it smelled beautiful. I go, "What's going on here?" "Oh, they got it's fermentation." So then I started reading about it, finding out. Then I go, okay, Mexican hot sauce, but with the fermentation process. So then, now that's cool. That's something that I want in my house,
Right.
If I go, I'll buy that, I'll have that in my house,
Yeah.
Taking the care of having those local ingredients that actually I got my kids and my wife, and we go pick them. Well, that was the first 2 years.
Yeah.
It's not working out.
So, and all right, that's fantastic. And Damon, I think last week when we were in Alaska, we had there was a client up there that was talking about fermentation
they're doing fermentation for producing sauerkraut and other things like that. So,
yeah, exactly. So Damon, you're very familiar with Quincy, and what we're talking about, guys, is like central part of Washington State, which is just really an agricultural paradise. Damon, what's been your experience out in Quincy?
Well, I mean, where you're at there, the mix of sunshine, water, and the soil conditions produce a growing area like very few. And actually, if you research Central Washington and look at the amount of sun, I forget what it is, energy they receive in the summertime, it's really more like Central Kansas.
Right.
So it's a very unique place to grow. And I mean, just from my experience growing up in the Midwest and seeing corn in the Dakotas and Nebraska, right?
Yeah.
They can grow corn with irrigation in the Central Washington like nobody else. But the specialty products that they can grow in there are really incredible. And I didn't realize until researching this and researching your company, Allen, about how many peppers are grown and different kinds of peppers are grown in Central Washington. And it's incredible because, like you said, you have the product right there and are making your product from the freshest ingredients possible.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Yeah, those habanero peppers, they actually are from the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, way down there with close to, in the Caribbean.
Right. Yeah.
But the summers over here are super hot.
Yeah.
They actually grow and they grow really spicy and really hot over here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are they spicier here than they are in Yucatan where they're originally from?
I think they're the same.
Interesting.
I think they're the same. I mean, the sun here is intense,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. So, all right. So let's dig into on the marketing side. Okay. And Nicole, again, like, just off the charts, marketing, creative, social media, you're going after it on Instagram. And when you go, and Allen, you go to, you and your wife go to different shows, festivals, and like the response, the pictures, the videos of people trying your product is just, they're raving fans as soon as they taste it. But just talk a little bit about like how rewarding it's been, just the feedback that you've had from clients and how you're tying that in with your social media strategy.
It's fun. Why? Because people can't believe that. What happens is that when they see the brand, they see, okay, this guy, I mean, it's like they fall in love with it,
Yeah.
They just fall in love with it, and that's pretty cool, and what the people are telling us that they like is what we're doing, I mean, it's rewarding, we're kind of doing we're having fun every time. It's like we're making fans, almost, it's just fun.
And this is something that Andrew Deutsch says many times. He says, you're creating voracious advocates for your brand because you've got great products that they love. And it's so cool to hear that's happening.
So
cool.
So let's dig into like products. You have different flavors, different products. Let's dig deep, man. And again, like, you don't need to be modest, Allen. Like, talk about the process and how like you started with one, then you created multiple. Again, like, so what we'd love to do for somebody out there is like, man, I had this dream. I have an idea. I have something innovative that I'd like to bring to life. Like you're an inspiration to that person. Like, walk us through the process of like how you started the first one, bottling it, labeling it. Like, let's go through that process.
I think that the most important thing is just to get it going. It's not going to be perfect, and like John Lennon, when he recorded a song, that song wasn't the way he pictured it, And sometimes, this is not the idea that I have for the brand is not there yet, But it's more important to get it out there and get it rolling and get the feedback and get out there. Because if you just talk about it and I'm going to do this and I'm going to, I had a lot of friends that say that, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and a business plan. And I go, yeah, but you're not doing it, It's
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I don't care. We don't have, I've been in food for 20 years, So it's like, I'm not afraid of food, I love food, But the way we started with the bottle is just, we just got a little 12 bottles. We make the sauce. We bottle it ourselves. My daughter did a little drawing. We put it on the bottle. I just wanted to have physically something in my hand. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then keep going and going and going until you got something that people love, or that moves, that works, But I think that it's just go for it, just do it.
Go for it.
Yeah, not be talking about it and imagining. The minute you get the idea in your head, you gotta fire. You just gotta go into it, and then you'll see.
And then you'll see. That is such great marketing. Speed. How quickly can you move and iterate based on what the market is telling you?
Well, Kurt, going back to the marketing, Kurt. People say, well, how are you marketing this and how are you marketing that? I go, I'm doing this in English and in Spanish with my iPad. I'm at the market and I got a customer or something. I take a picture and I do a post on the spot, and then I got the house, and then I'm doing another post over here or whatever on the spot at the time that it happens.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's doing
English and Spanish for both businesses.
Yeah, and you're doing it right at
so it's like what was that?
And you're doing it right at the festivals and like when you're at shows and like right in front of your clients. And so, Nicole, we just had a great conversation yesterday where we were talking about like direct to consumer and B2B e-commerce, shed a little light because and Allen, you're doing a little bit of both, but Nicole, from your perspective, what are you seeing as far as like working with folks on direct to consumer compared to B2B? Like, what are you kind of hearing in the streets or conversation that we've been having?
Yeah, we had a great conversation with a dear partner of ours, an e-commerce firm, actually in your area, actually based in Portland yesterday. And I think what's happening is there's just been this big shift or massive push on the consumer side for people to be selling through marketplaces like Amazon and that kind of a thing. And so a lot of these direct to consumer like .com solutions, what we heard from our conversation is that there's less of a push that way and more of a push for folks to be selling through these marketplaces because they can just leverage the massive search engines of Amazon and all these places. But in B2B, there very, very much is still huge opportunity from an e-commerce perspective because they're later to the game in terms of getting that started, and especially if you have niche products, it's a great play. So yeah.
And I think with a product like this, what's important is like Damon, Nicole, we talk a lot about community. And I feel like, Allen, that's a superpower of yours. Just again, with that magnetic personality, with your contagious enthusiasm and with your marketing. But just talk a little bit about like how you've built up a nice community from a social standpoint to get direct to consumer and on a B2B side. But just talk a little bit about how you've been parlaying social media to build up your community of fans.
It happens by accident. It happens by naturally. It happens. Like I wake up one day, what in the hell am I gonna post today? What am I gonna do today? And then I get an email. I get people tagging and then okay, that's what we're gonna do today. You kind of have the thing is it kind of just happens. If you work on yourself and your product. You polish it and polish it and polish it. People are gonna be, talking about it. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I try to do. Kind of concentrate on making my products better. Or concentrated on making it better, and then people will talk about it.
Right. So focusing on the quality side, just trying to get the product out there. Now, how about B2B strategies? We've talked about like targeting like different restaurants. I think you're using a marketplace, if I'm not mistaken, right? Fair. So talk a little bit about like what are some of your business to business strategies that you're using?
God, don't send me all the customers. Send me the right customers.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
The right customers.
Don't send me all the I'll say that again. God, send me the right customers.
Right. And who are the right customers compared to the not so right customers?
Okay, I got a customer in Leavenworth. He buys the gallons and he passes out those samples to his customers. He sells breakfast burritos, and he sells the bottles, right? So he's promoting my hot sauce, and he's selling it,
It's
and he's
beautiful.
picking it up. I mean, and the
Mhm.
guy is super nice, and his restaurant is really kind of mama and papa kind of type of restaurant, So that's a good customer. Another guy, he's at a farm, and he buys a ton of sauce from us, and he tells me, why would I buy if a Mexican sauce hot sauce? Why would I buy it from somebody else? But that's he promotes my hot sauce, and there's other people that I try to promote this and that, and it just doesn't click, and then I go, what am I doing wrong? I just don't get it. I just what's going on, and then I go, well, maybe they're in a different stage, I just gotta focus on the right customers.
Yes.
A lot of them.
I love that too, because then your customers, they're doing the selling for you. That is like community marketing. That is like the phase of marketing right now. That is what everyone should be trying to figure out and double down on, is that community marketing. That's awesome.
And I think that the right customers, there's a whole lot of them, more than you can possibly fulfill orders with, Bad customers, I don't need them. I need the right customers for me,
Right.
And there's so many of them.
The people that break the rules, right? So we're talking like the Portland hipster, or like the B2B market, the restaurant that really, kind of resonates with, we were kidding around about like the guy driving his Harley is just loving your product, a little bit of a rebel flair. Damon, you're doing a lot with direct to consumer and B2B with clients that you're working. Any feedback or what's your take on this conversation?
No, really, in brands like yours, Alan, this is where I see companies being successful at it, because as Nicole said, you're creating a community of the people you want, and you're very clear. It's like, hey, not everybody's going to love me, and I don't want everybody to try to love me. That's what we don't want. We want the right people, and then speaking to them, your right people, is how your marketing connects with the right people and in the right words. But you said a few things in here, how you're at the festival and stuff, you're doing things in English and Spanish to make sure you're covering your right people no matter where they're at, and it's just, you're doing some cool stuff. And it's refreshing to hear that you don't want the wrong customers, or you have identified wrong customers and you don't want them around. That's really good.
Yeah, and it's like, who's gonna buy this? Well, the right people, then they're out there, and they're gonna love you, and you have nothing to worry about. All you gotta do is focus on your quality, and it's gonna align with somebody,
Yeah. So, Alan, let's go there for a minute. So talk about like what was the, like learning curve, the trial and error. How do you discover the right customers, wrong customers? And then when you do find the right customers, how do you try to perpetuate that as an entrepreneur? How do you double down and like reel those in? So again, how do you find the right ones? And then when you do find them, how do you double down on those?
That's a good question, Kurt. How do you find the right customers? Well, I guess you just gotta stand your ground, what it is you do and what you believe in, This is what we do. We don't add chemicals. If you don't belong to the Mexican culture and you're from a different culture, we value that. I share stuff, important events for other cultures, Indonesian, Hawaiian, whatever. I share it, because if I don't like prejudice against my race, I also gotta be open to other races. I like to share, I guess what I'm saying is you gotta stand up for what you believe in, and that way, people are gonna see that, and then you're kind of, it's like you're kind of aligned with the people, I mean, I could easily just go with a co-packer, add chemicals, and just throw it out there, And there's a bunch of people that do that,
Yeah.
I don't buy that crap. I don't want an imitation. And I'm not gonna do it, So yeah. Oh, I've gotten into arguments with families. Why are you doing it like that? Why are you fermenting? I go, that's what I love, because that flavor is the flavor that I like. That's what I'm gonna have in my kitchen, and that's it. And there's other companies that are adding chemicals and mass producing, and they're selling way more than us. But I always say that David always beats Goliath. We're coming. We're coming for you.
Oh,
Well, and it's interesting, Alan, that you talk about the chemicals and you talk about the other things, because Kurt, we interviewed last Friday on the show. We interviewed Mountain Dog, the founder of Mountain Dog, and they are making single ingredient dog treats because of the same thing. They were looking through dog treats for high performance dogs, and they have all these chemicals and all these added and fillers and things in it, and they went out and created a product that was a single ingredient product that didn't have any chemicals and fillers and the things like you're talking about in your products, and people value that. They value the time and the effort that you put into making your products.
Right.
So
hey, and let's give it, I know we're across the hour, so if you're just joining us, we're here with our dear friend Alan, founder, brainchild, genius of Guero Y Maria. Am I saying that correctly? Been practicing that. We've got, Refalo is here today. Stefan drops a note. Don't send me just customers, send me the right customers. Social listening. We've got MD here today. We've got VJ here. We've got all sorts of good friends. Shihab is here. David is here. We've got some other guys. Jason's here. So, guys, thank you for joining us here today. Lots of great conversation. It is hot, man. Damon, I don't know if you have to turn the air conditioning up for this one, or
yeah,
getting a little hot in here, Nicole. So, all right, Alan, let's go here. You've been what I love and admire. You're constantly seeking new machinery, efficiency. How can I get more product out? Talk a little bit, again, this is going to the manufacturer, this is going to the dreamer, that's going to the could be, would be, should be entrepreneur that's out there that like, man, I want to pursue a dream. How do you talk about, how do you go through that due diligence process of finding new machinery, right machinery to help reduce your costs, get the, improve profitability, keep your costs reasonable for clients? Go there about efficiency for us, if you would.
Well, let me see here. Man, you just gotta keep going. The thing is that I try. Well, I made the mistake of trying. Oh, I need huge equipment, and I need this huge. I need to get a loan, and I need to spend all this money and do this, and then okay, whose dream am I living here? You need a business plan because you need a business bank loan, and then once you get that loan, you need that huge equipment, and then I go, hold on. Who said that I need to do all of that? If I buy a little tiny machine, if I'm selling to 40 stores or 100 stores, okay, who cares if you're selling 20 cases whatever. Just do the little amounts with care, with love, and banks are not your friends. You don't need to do that. Sell or buy the equipment for the amount you're selling, that you're actually selling, not the amount that you think you're gonna sell. What it is you're selling, and if it's a little bit, who cares? It's fine. But if you're doing it with love and with quality, that's gonna speak volumes. So, I had a friend that was telling. People were putting stuff in my head that I needed to get a loan because I needed to buy that huge equipment. And then I was telling my wife, okay, we're gonna be here with a huge bank loan and those huge equipment. Okay, and then what are we getting ourselves into here? Then this is not gonna be fun no more. I said, no, the machine is gonna serve us. The machine is gonna reflect what it is we're selling. If we're selling a little bit or a lot, the machine has to produce what it is we're selling. And the money that's coming in is what the machine is producing, not I need. You always, in this culture that you need this, you need to upgrade, and you need that, and you need this. Nah.
That's wise advice right there.
I'm not doing it. I'm not getting a bank loan.
Bootstrap it. Love it.
That's great advice, because how many times have you seen yourself, Alan, other people around you that have went out and bought huge investments in equipment and things, and then you're left trying to figure out how I get volume rather than letting the volume dictate the changes in equipment as you go, or the changes in your business as you go. And it's really wise in equipment, because you can easily fall into the trap of, from an equipment manufacturer standpoint, well, this is the equipment you need. You just need this piece of equipment because it is
150,000.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, and then if you don't buy it, you're not a real company.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, and go ahead, David.
Go ahead.
No.
Well, and the difference is a lot of times is some people think, an equipment manufacturer thinks, well, if you have to run it this long, that's too long. You should only run it this much. And for you as a business owner, it's like, well, we just run it a little bit longer. Maybe we have to put the labels on ourselves. Maybe we put the caps on ourselves. Maybe we do some things that the equipment doesn't, because we're not at the volume where we need the fancy that does all this stuff. And it's great. Your strategy and approach is great on this.
Yeah. And the other thing is, if the minute we start not looking at the quality, what's coming out, because we gotta pay that, we gotta make the payment, so we need to sell this much, and oh man, that's a huge trap. This happened a couple of weeks ago. I go, you know what? No, then this is not gonna be fun, and if it's not fun, then it's going over.
I love that so much. I mean, I think as entrepreneurs, we all hear a lot of people giving us advice all the time. People, there's no shortage. Oh, this is how I did it. This is how you should do it. I mean, all the podcasts, everything, but nobody knows your business like you do. Right. Nobody knows the in and out like you do. And like what you just said, your values were, you want a quality product. You want to stay true to that. For you to be truly authentic to your values as an entrepreneur, it needs to stay quality. And you knew that in order for you to do that, buying this equipment you would not stay true to that. So I love that. I think that's great advice, is like, as entrepreneurs, get all the advice you can. Don't obviously seek out advice where you can, but at the end of the day, you've got to stay true to what it is that your values are and your brand ethos is. And as long as you're true to that, you can sleep at night and know that you're delivering the product that you want to be delivering, and that your customers, the ones that are your soulmates, want.
Yeah. And you said something there, Alan, that I think a lot of people, when they do spend that money, get caught in the middle of. Product companies, is when you don't spend that money, you can concentrate on quality. But if you're the entrepreneur that has spent that money and you need to sell so much, the choice between quality and selling that product gets much different.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to.
You gotta make that payment, right?
Yeah, you gotta make a sacrifice. And then the other thing is, a lot of people that have businesses it's a lot of pride, a lot of ego. That they gotta. Seriously, that's true. A lot of
ego, Alan. Really? Seriously?
Yeah.
I know you're out there.
So hey, Jason dropped a comment.
Yeah, Jason dropped.
This is great. So many people getting the whiz bang pops and don't realize they're getting into deeper and deeper. Usually stepping over $1 to pick up a dime. Boy, Jason, you talk to my mom, because that is my story right there.
But it takes. But check it out. Okay. A lot of this is ego. People are opening up. You open up a restaurant for profit or for ego. There's a lot of. Wait.
Drop the mic.
That was brilliant.
Man, that was like just spicy hot sauce right there.
Demon. And I've been guilty of ego.
Oh, we
No,
all
but
have.
Who hasn't? You know,
we
I
all
think
have.
we fight that
Yeah.
every day.
Yep.
yeah,
Every day.
I'm gonna open up my own business, and they're gonna see that it's me that's doing it. And then I'm gonna get the bank loan, and they're gonna see that I got the machine, and then I can post it on Instagram, and and then what happened with the business, And so, who cares what people think about you? Who cares if you don't have a bank loan? Who cares if you have a brand that you love and you're sharing it with people? There's love. I can honestly say that there's love here. Honestly say that there's love in this, and the people that wear it, I mean, when they have it, hey, let's take a picture, and it has value. So if yes, that's how you grow. One person at a time, but with value. And then if you're just, that, I mean, this ego thing is just it's a trap. I was telling my wife, you know what I noticed? If we keep thinking this the way a lot of these people are making us think, pretty soon we're gonna owe money. We're gonna be stuck in this situation that we're gonna have to do something or put a product out there so we can make those payments, and then this is gonna go down. That's what I see. That's what I see, and I go, no, we're not. No, we're not. We're only gonna produce what people are buying, the amounts that they're buying. If it's a little bit or it's a lot, it's okay. If God is gonna send us those sales when we're ready, when it's ready, when it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. But we're not gonna be stuck here in a trap, owing a bunch of money, hating this world, we're not. And that's how I break the rules.
Okay.
Awesome. It's awesome.
Man, that was just that. Alan, we have like these moments of silence on our program when somebody comes on and just drops just a killer comment. Like, we just need to savor that hot, juicy comment right there. How about this? I like that. Profit or ego, validation seeking can be a trap. Dude, that was like, Damon, that might be the most profound advice that we've ever had on this program.
Thank you for putting that into words.
That was phenomenal. Okay. I want to be mindful of everybody's time. We're going to start winding down. Alan, you and I met through Impact Washington. Impact Washington is the MEP, Manufacturing Extension Partnership of the great state of Washington. Just share a little bit on, when you start out that business, it's your child, right? It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a business. How about shout out to any resources? Who kind of helped you get things going? Impact Washington. So again, for that new entrepreneur out there, what resources what advice would you give of who to reach out to or how to help get how you got your party started?
Well, Miguel Moreno at Impact Washington, he's from Spain. He's really cool. He helped me a lot. When I first started, I had this flavor and that flavor in my grandma's hot sauce and my mom's and my aunt's and a bunch of flavors, when when you go to a Mexican restaurant, you got the taco, that the aunt, the dishwasher, a million items, And I said, and then he said, make one flavor really good every time, So I said, oh, okay. So what I did, I started doing my habanero hot sauce, and I did it. I dropped everything, and I did one hot sauce, the same spice level, the same flavor, the same color, the same everything, every single time. And then when I did that, it grew a lot. People started catching up. So I would see people at events. They have so many flavors, so many options, and then the people that are buying is like, what do I buy? No, make the choice for them. You got 1, 2, or 3, and that's it.
Yep.
Take the money. Transaction. sale. So yeah, concentrate on one thing and one thing. Be good,
I love it. Absolutely love it. Hey, we got a nice comment from Diane. Diane, happy
Hi,
Friday.
Diane.
Sounds like you're making people most important, product first, that services the needs of others, go to people first. Appreciate that. Thank you, Diane.
Mhm. Thanks, Diane.
And thank you everybody for joining us. Alan, let's go here. Let's start winding down a little bit. What's the future at your company? Dude, you are an innovator. You're just relentless, resilient. What are you excited about? You're a food innovator. What's on the horizon at your company? What are you looking forward moving forward in the future here?
I'm looking for a reason to be successful. I'm looking to help something. I need a purpose. Okay, we're gonna help this community over here or that community over there. And once we know that, that's one of the goals. The other goals is keep expanding with more products, but cool products. Not just whatever. But yeah, recently we got more clothes, a lot of more clothing coming, and some candies too.
Candies.
Candies, yeah.
Ooh.
My wife has been eating candy. We just went to a convention, a candy convention, and my wife has been eating candy for a little more than a week, every single day. For a week, I go, don't you think because you've been eating candy every single day?
It's like Halloween at your house right now.
Yes.
Right. So, a lot of things that you've covered today is just, again, we've talked resiliency, and I love that you mentioned, hey, God's going to throw at you what you can handle and like drive the business of, not carrying yourself in debt, quality first. We've talked heavy about the fermentation. Nicole, takeaways, thoughts, comments that you want to share. You're working with Alan. What do you got for us?
Oh, I just have so much admiration, Alan, for your approach and what you're building. And I think manufacturers out there who are listening in can really learn a lot from how Alan is approaching his marketing and how he's selling. Because right now, going forward, the key is for brands to really not be vanilla. In order for you to be successful going forward, you have to have a very strong point of view and you have to be willing to share it. And your executive leadership team, they need to be out there sharing it like Alan's doing right here today. Like that is the future of success for manufacturers if they want to grow going forward. So I think you're just living and breathing that. You've made it very clear what you stand for, authentic ingredients, small, building your community organically and really knowing who your customer is and letting them, like have a point of view. And I think when you have a strong point of view like that, the right people will find you. And that is really going to be the key to, because it's just, the market is just everywhere in manufacturing, wherever you go, it's so saturated. The only way you can stand out is really by, having a strong point of view and getting your executive leadership out there to share it. So well done, Alan. Well done.
Thank you.
Man, drop the mic, Nicole. That was powerful. So, hey, Alan, how about AI? Should manufacturers be using AI? Any opinion there on what's your thoughts on AI?
Okay, here's the thing with AI. If you don't use it, I will. You don't have to use it, but I will.
I tell you, we've had many conversations, and so like I would throw out some goofy lingo word, and he's like, "Kurt, what's that word?" I'm like, "Go to chat," and he, "Oh, okay, now I understand that word." And so we use.
Yeah, but see, Kurt, English is not my first language.
It's not mine either.
It's not yours.
It's not mine either. I'm trying to figure it out. So we had a lot of fun conversations where
we check it out. Check this out. English is not my first language, and I have an accent, and I have the ideas. The ideas, they're here, right?
Yeah.
And I can write it, and I can say it in Spanish to somebody, and they go, "Wow!" Right? Then I'm gonna say it to somebody in English. I'm gonna write it in English, and it's not translating,
Yeah.
So then I go to AI, and then I translate this or put this together, But
right.
Yeah, the only thing with AI is that, it's what Nicole told me is everything comes out, kind of cliche or stuck,
Average.
Yeah.
Just
Derivative.
gotta make it.
Mhm.
It's just you just gotta figure out how to make it where it's coming natural.
That's
Yeah.
right. So the name of the show for today was Made in USA Hot Sauce with Moxie. And when Alan and I were talking and I was getting to know Alan, I'm like, dude, you know what you like the first word I think of when talking to you, I'm like, dude, you have Moxie. And he was like,
Yeah.
Kurt, what's Moxie? He goes to chat and he pulls it up and he's like, yeah, I do have Moxie.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he defines Moxie. And dude, in
Yeah.
all seriousness, like Nicole just said, we admire what you do. You
Yeah.
are true inspiration. Damon, thoughts, comments? What do you would take away from today with our conversation with our esteemed friend Alan?
Well, I just love talking to people like yourself, Alan, and learning and learning from you, learning how you're building your business, because you are creating a great product that you said you have in your home, you would love having in your home. And that is the basis for your products, because I think that's, and you talked about it, we're getting the bank loan and the choice between making a payment and selling the right product. I mean, I just love the way that you're moving your vision forward for your products, all the way down to the point that, you've got 3 hot sauces on your website, because you want to be really good at what you do and focus down in that. We talked about that, Kurt, last week. Niche down till it hurts. You got your 3 sauces that are on your online store, and those are the best thing that you can make. And I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Alan, before I've got one juicy, hot, saucy question for you before we wrap up. But so folks can find you. I put your website in the chat. So guys, you absolutely want to connect with Alan here on LinkedIn. You want to check out his website. Go buy some great hot sauce. If you want to fire up the party, the barbecue, 4th of July, go check out some hot sauce with Alan. Alan, any parting thoughts before I ask you my last question of the day?
No. What you got?
What you got?
Got something on there. I know
Alan, are you ready? Are you ready? So, hey, dude, did we have a good time? Man, like he would call me on a Friday night. We would talk for like an hour and a half. And so, like, Alan, you become like a dear friend. I love you like a brother. I admire what you're doing. Just, fearless, Moxie, love it all. Alan, you're Southern California. You're a baseball fan, right? You a baseball fan a little bit?
I used to play first base and a pitcher, but I'm a martial arts guy. I like.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go baseball. We're all baseball fans here.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Alan, are you okay? Are you San Diego? Or are you Mariners? Like, who's your team?
San Diego.
Okay. So, just Damon, here's just a really random thought. Okay, just a goofy hypothetical. Okay, let's say it's bottom of the 9th. One guy on base, tie score, 2 outs, and we need a pinch hitter. And Alan sitting on the bench, he's got Moxie. We need a guy with Moxie to come in and get the winning run, right? Alan, are you with me? Right, bottom of the 9th. Can you feel it? Can you taste it? When you're walking up to the plate, which Van Halen song are you requesting to be played as you walk up to the plate?
What's your walk-up song, man?
What's your walk-up song to hit that winning run?
Eruption.
Yes.
He didn't blink. Damon, he didn't even think about it, right? He just, we stumped somebody the other day, but man.
When I opened up the computer, I was thinking, you said, what's your fit? Eruption?
Hey, great answer. So, all right, guys. Hey, niche down till it hurts. That is our tagline here. Here's the website for Alan. So, guys, again, what a great Alan. Dude, thank you so much. How about, guys, if you've been sitting around for the past, whatever, how about great time to stand up and give Alan like a roaring standing ovation. So, Alan, thank you, brother. We appreciate you, man. Hang out with us for a second. So, everybody online today, thank you for joining us on our little jam session here today. Talk about how to bring your dream, your innovation to life. And boy, my words of advice is our dear friend Alan, just go out and be someone's inspiration, man. Deliver quality with love, and you will be a success. Damon, take it away, brother.
Wow, what a show today. We were talking about made in USA hot sauce with Moxie, and boy, did it deliver. Allen, thanks for being here today. Appreciate you. And I'm going out and getting some of that. Kurt, awesome show. Nicole, thanks so much for being here, and everyone for listening in and all the awesome comments. Thanks so much. We appreciate that every week to see that you're enjoying the show, you're engaging with the show, and helping our guests share their message. So we'll be back again next week. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you.